Snow cone mini one shot. Okay, so for whatever reason a lot of you wanted a part 2. Personally I thought it was horrible. But since this is a good way to get more views, I mean have more people enjoy this, I decided to make this a part 2. Don't get used to it though. Izuku was completely in shock. The same girl that was nice enough to stop him from falling on his face was the villain he just fought with. He checked her pulse to make sure that she was still alive, and thankfully she was. She was just knocked out. Good that she is still alive. But, why are you a villain, Uraraka? Thought Izuku. Midoriya, yelled a voice behind him. Izuku looked over his shoulder to see All Might coming towards him in his skinny form and really beat up. All Might, you're in the open, said Izuku as All Might came up to him. It's alright. All the teachers got all the other students out so nobody knows. And nobody is hurt too bad aside from Aizawa. But he should be fine, said All Might. But you are completely hurt. You need to go to the doctor, said Izuku. I know. But I couldn't just go without knowing if you were alright, said All Might. He then noticed that Izuku wasn't alone. Midoriya, what happened here? Asked All Might. I got teleported here and this girl came and started to fight me. She was pretty good and I had to use about 15% to win, said Izuku. I see. I'm glad you are alright. I'll get one of the teachers to come and take her to the cops, said All Might. Wait, what? Said Izuku. She's a villain so she will have to go to jail. As a hero you will have to do this many times, said All Might. Wait, just let me talk to her first, said Izuku. Talk to her? But Midoriya, she's a villain and tried to attack you. Why would you need to talk to her? Asked All Might. Quote. Because I knew her, said Izuku. Really? You never mentioned you had a girlfriend before, said All Might. It's not like that, she just helped me out once, said Izuku, blushing red. Ah, I see. But Midoriya, please All Might, just give me a chance, said Izuku, bowing. All Might was taken aback. He never thought that his successor would want to actually talk to a villain. He thought about it and then made his decision. Alright Midoriya, I will give you a chance to talk to her. But she will have to be placed in a secret room with handcuffs on to be safe for the time being, said All Might. Thank you All Might, but you really need to go get help, said Izuku. A few hours later, the brown-haired villain slowly began to awaken. She sat up and tried to move her hands but found them in cuffs. What the hell? Said Ochako. She looked around the room and it was completely empty aside from the bed. She heard the door open up and the boy she had fought with earlier stepped inside. Hey, said the boy stepping inside with a tray. Story continues below. What did you do to me? Asked Ochako. I just knocked you out, that's all, said Izuku. I meant what did you do while I was knocked out? Hissed Ochako. Huh, oh no, I didn't do anything, I swear, said Izuku, embarrassed. HMPH, what do you want? And where am I, jail? Asked Ochako. Kinda, you're at a UA secret room. And I just want to talk, said Izuku, setting down the tray. So you're going to interrogate me, is that it? Asked Ochako. No, I just want to talk to you is all. I brought you some bread, said Izuku. Is it poisoned? Asked Ochako. Of course not. I am a hero, not a villain, said Izuku. Prove it, you eat some of it first, said Ochako. Sure, said Izuku. He took the bread off the plate and tore off a piece and ate it and waited a few minutes. See, nothing, said Izuku. He then reached out his hand with the bread in it. Ochako stared at it thinking before taking it hesitantly and chewed on it. Quote. It's good, said Ochako with a tear rolling down her face. I'm glad. So do you remember who I am? Asked Izuku. You are the plain-looking boy who nearly fell on his face, said Ochako. I never thought you would be a villain though, said Izuku. Neither did I. And why is that? Asked Ochako finishing the bread. Because you saved me from falling, said Izuku. One act of kindness doesn't mean much, said Ochako. It meant a lot to me, said Izuku. Ochako just stared at him before she chuckled. You are a weird person, said Ochako. I guess so. Anyway, why are you a villain? Asked Izuku. Because not all of us are born lucky enough to have amazing flashy quirks, said Ochako. But you can make yourself float. That's pretty cool, said Izuku. Not just myself, anything. But I do have limits. And that's why my quirk isn't good. If I use it too much or too long or something too heavy, I start to get sick and throw up. What good is a quirk I can't even use right, said Ochako. I think that's pretty cool still. You just have to improve, said Izuku. You don't understand. My parents are poor. Like dirt poor. I wanted to originally be a hero once and earn the money. But then I thought that's pretty selfish for a hero. And then these people found me one day and offered me a position as a villain. I needed money so I said yes, said Ochako. You could have still been a hero, uraraka, said Izuku. I wanted to be. But without a useful quirk it's not possible. I feel useless sometimes. So I guess you will be sending me to jail now, hub, said Ochako. Maybe I can help you instead. I can talk to the staff and maybe let go, said Izuku. Why would you do that for me after everything I did? Asked Ochako. Story continues below. Because I felt useless in my life at one point as well. But then someone helped me out. I can do the same for you. And I can forgive you for trying to kill me, said Izuku. I wouldn't kill anyone. I was just trying to kidnap you, said Ochako. Why me specifically? Asked Izuku. I didn't choose you specifically. I was told to kidnap a student in case things went south and you were the closest to me, said Ochako. You swung a knife at me, said Izuku. I know, but it wasn't sharp enough to kill. Just do some damage. I'm sorry though, said Ochako. I forgive you, uraraka. Oh right, my name is Izuku Midoriya, said Izuku. Nice to meet you, Midoriya. But do you really think that you can convince them to let me go? Asked Ochako. I don't know, but I'm going to try, said Izuku. Just the Izuku heard the door open up and All Might in his skinny form and with lots of bandages stepped inside. All Might, what are you doing here? Asked Izuku. Huh, that's All Might. He looks deflated, said Ochako. Sorry to interrupt, but this is as long as you are allowed to talk to her, Midoriya. She is going to be transported to a prison cell, said All Might. What? They can't do that, said Izuku. Midoriya, why not? Asked All Might confused. Because she's not a bad person. She was just misguided, said Izuku. Then what do you suggest we do, Midoriya? I'm sorry, but we can't just let her go, said All Might. Then enroll her here. She can come and learn to be a hero, said Izuku. What? Said Ochako. Midoriya, that's asking for too much. We don't know what she could do. She could cause trouble or run away and give information to more villains. I'm sorry, but then I'll take responsibility. If she does anything to cause harm, then I'll take the blame. You can have me arrested. You can also kick me out of you. You can even take back my quirk. Just please, give her a chance, All Might, said Izuku. Ochako just looked on in complete shock as Izuku was defending her. All Might was just in as much shock as she was. Why, young Midoriya, why would you do that for her? Asked All Might. Because I know how she feels. I know what it's like to be useless to people. I can sympathize with her. And if I was given a chance to become a hero, then she deserves one as well. Either we enroll her or you have to find someone else to be your successor, said Izuku, staring right into All Might's eyes. Quote. Do you mean that, Midoriya? Asked Ochako, who had tears rolling down her face. Yes, I do, said Izuku, looking at Ochako over his shoulder. Quote. Okay, I understand. I will see what I can do. No promises though, said All Might. She will have to stay here for now though. I will talk to Nezu tomorrow and see if anything can be done. Let's go ahead and go, Midoriya, said All Might. Alright, I'll see y'all later, Uraraka, said Izuku, leaving with All Might shutting the door behind him. Thank you, Midoriya, whispered Ochako. The next day. I see. Well, in that case I think we can make an exception, said Nezu. Why, you really mean that? Asked Izuku alongside All Might. Yes, I do. If you are willing to go that far for her, then it must be worth it. Go ahead and bring her first, said Nezu. Yes, thank you so much, sir, said Izuku, bowing before running off. He opened the door to the room where Ochako was waiting. He said, "You can join," said Izuku. Ochako stood up and walked over to him. What about these? Asked Ochako, holding up her hands. Izuku took out the key and unlocked the handcuffs and took them off. Remember that this is your only chance, so please, Ochako threw her arms around Izuku, putting him into a hug. Thank you, Midoriya. Thank you so much, said Ochako, crying behind him. Izuku was embarrassed, but he then hugged her as well. Of course, anytime, said Izuku. After they finished hugging, Izuku brought her into Nezu's office. Welcome, miss. I assume Midoriya here told you the news, said All Might. Why, yeah, said Ochako. Wonderful. Now let's get started with the rules. Miss, you will be in the care of Midoriya now, said Nezu. What exactly does that mean? Asked Izuku. She will be in your hands. She will be in your class. And I was waiting to tell everyone this, but we will be having dorms for everyone to live in. You two will share a room as well, said Nezu with a cup of tea. Huh, said both Izuku and Ochako. Which part did you like better?
Finally, we can relate. Now we're side by side. This is me. I knew all along we'd find some way to come.